Welcome to the Joe Shenman Show. Tonight, I present James Petrecka of Yesterday's Treasures, Bobby Massey, The Four Seasons, Audrey Rockman, Four Seasons Bus Tour, Walt Gollander, Tour Guide and Promoter. Then off to the Township of Union Bicentennial Parade to meet Joey Reynolds, The Joey Reynolds Show's WOR. Hi, I'm Joe Shenman. Welcome to the Joe Shenman Show. We are at Yesterday's Treasures. I want to introduce these fabulous people. Audrey Rockman, Walter Gollander.
I'm one of the fabulous people, by the way.
Jim Petrecka, Bobby Massey. Bobby Massey is Nick Massey's son of the Four Seasons. We're celebrating the Four Seasons today. The story that will unfold will tell you so much about the Four Seasons. Where should we start? Who's the leader here? Gee, we're in Jim Petrecka's shop, Yesterday's Treasures, here in Union, New Jersey. Jim, what did you start here? What happened? What's going on?
Started off as just a memorabilia store with music.
Okay.
And then start turning more to music, and mostly like the Four Seasons and Beatles.
Okay.
And then after a while, I start to think that the Four Seasons bowling alley was like 5 minutes from here, and possibly they should mark the street.
Right.
With the bowling alley.
That was your idea.
Right.
Excellent.
So I went to the town, and it took a little while to get it approved. Walter helped me, Audrey helped me, and it became a reality June 25th. Bobby Massey was there, Frankie Valley's daughter Tony was there, the Gordio daughters, Lisa and Danielle, and Marcel DeVito.
The Four Seasons, Bob Gordio, Nick Massey, Frankie Valley, Tommy DeVito.
All their families, were represented. They unveiled the sign. It was on a lot of media attention, newspaper attention. Now when I drive by, every time I drive by that street, I see all the street signs for Seasons Lane, and it kind of accomplished me.
Thank you. You know, we take bus tours in California and Memphis. Why not New Jersey? Thank you. And a street to boot. Walter Gollander, what is your part? You're quite the promoter.
My part, I don't know how much time we have to tell how much I contributed to this. I think I'm the most important person in all of this.
We think that.
Forget about Audrey.
Yes.
Forget about those people. I'm the one who's done nothing for this tour.
We had to pay him off in order to get this, right?
Actually, Josephine, let me tell about your boss. Yes, my necklace?
He's the walking Bible of the whole thing.
I'm the walking Bible, yes. My green beads are... James Petrecka, standing back there the last time I looked, had the idea to name the street because it was a historic place. I had tried, how many years ago, James, with my letters?
Many years ago, trying to get the
mayorman,
trying not to get the street name, but trying to get the sign,
original sign,
somewhere historically in a museum, or bring it somewhere to not let it die before the building got knocked down. The Four Seasons were involved. Bob Gordio wanted it, and then when the play opened in New York, they wanted it for the theater.
Did I not want to have that sign
Yes.
excavated from someplace and put in the lobby of the theater?
Walter tried to get the sign from the bowling alley. It actually was hanging above the roof, but he couldn't. The town didn't cooperate.
I couldn't find the sign, and I had written 13 letters, actually, count them, 13 letters to Gordio and to Peter Bennett, their agent and manager, and also to the Mayor Teresa at the time, but nobody cared enough to look deeply. But the sign had actually been, shall we say, desecrated. And Gordio had sent me a letter from his manager and agent saying, save the sign, Frankie and Bob will attend. So that got me all excited. We looked frantically. That didn't work out X number of years ago, but James Petrecka came by and got this wonderful ceremony today, which is the bicentennial. And how about the bus tours?
And now for a sneak preview of the bus tour. The bus is about to pull in. The next bus tour is March 22nd.
It's the show Jersey Boys, which is all over the map now. I got curious about the neighborhood. My mother grew up in Belleville. In the first 5 minutes of the show, they mentioned Tommy DeVito being from Belleville, New Jersey.
So you had a personal attachment to the neighborhoods and all
yeah,
that.
Yeah, a little bit, yeah.
The show itself, you've probably seen a number of times, Walt, is that right? Yeah. How close is it to actual history?
It's close enough that it gives you goosebumps and chills and thrills, and the parts that are sanitized, that necessarily have to be changed, are done in such a delicate way that you really, the impact overwhelms whatever historical changes were made.
You just spent 4 hours on the bus tour. What stands out in your mind?
Well, I always wanted to see Bob Gaudio's castle in Montclair that he bought at the height of his fame. That was very interesting. All of it, the Belmont Tavern, it was all fascinating to see these places where my hero sort of walked around.
Audrey Rockman, sitting over here to my right, had the idea of doing the historic bus tour in which she visits the former homes of the Seasons, people connected with the Seasons, such as the Belmont Tavern, Charlie Colello, Joe Long up on Pitcairn, as I recall, and she has obtained a bus with much difficulty, called up and contacted all of the Jersey Boys fans from around the world, and she has run very successful bus tours, and there's no stopping her. She's like the little Energizer bus tour lady.
Audrey, what do you have to say on that behalf with a fabulous introduction like that?
Fabulous.
Well, 5% of what he said was true.
5%.
That would be a lot.
How'd you get the idea for this?
I don't really recall the first time I had the idea, but it's a natural when you're in love with a show that has so much history to it, and mentioning specific places. I wanted to do a little research, and I talked to Jim Petrek, and he said, Walt Gollander is the man you want to talk to.
I'm the one over here.
Yep.
Okay.
If you want to know, where people lived and where they played and where they met.
But what was the moment that you moved on it? You know, people think of things and whatever, but you say that I'm going to do this. You know, it had to be, you know,
yes,
that second move.
It was a scary moment when you commit on the bus. This was when it was probably a mere 4 weeks before we ran the first one, which was the last weekend of February. There were a lot of fans coming in for an event, a Jersey Boys related event with John Lloyd Young, and I said this could be a good time. Although the weather didn't cooperate with some flights, but the tour went great.
And the first one was what, winter?
Yes, was winter. It was
Four season style winter.
Yep. And then we did Memorial Day weekend. We called it the Memory Tour.
Okay.
And then we did the summer about the third week of July, and now we've got the next one coming up, Veterans Day weekend, Sunday, November 9th. Will be the last of
That's significant.
This year.
Fourth tour, four seasons.
Yep.
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Absolutely. You have websites. There are so many websites. I know it's jerseyboysblog.com. I see one, Jim. What's that outside? Bobby Valley.
That's just the email address for the store.
For the store, which is Valley Four Seasons. Where did I put that one?
At AOL.com.
At AOL.com.
That's to contact me if they need any info. Audrey has her own contact.
I know we have Walt Gollander.
You can see me, unfortunately, on YouTube.
Yes.
If anybody has YouTube, you can go to YouTube and you can look up Four Seasons Bus Tour, Audrey style, or you can look up Four Seasons in general, or the bowling alley, and you'll see all of us leaping out at you, almost like Jersey Babies.
Yes.
You remember the Jersey Babies CD?
I do.
What was the part?
We have a story with Jersey Babies.
Jersey
but before
Babies?
we do, you know what? We have ignored this
Who is he?
guy, Bobby. I'm sorry.
No, he's the honor.
Massey. I thought this was a register because this is the money man. This is what made it happen.
Yes.
Your dad had the voice,
And
the
I'm the
ear.
first child.
Tell us.
I'm the first child of the group.
Tell us, what was it like growing up with your dad and the Four
When the
Seasons?
limos take me to the shows, it was fantastic.
How'd you feel, right?
Well, when my dad came home, he says we're going to have a #1 hit in 1 week. He was absolutely right. Sherry. Sherry was born in 1962.
As a son for his
I was
dad,
12.
what did you think of your dad? You had to think, God, right? This is God, right?
Well, he knew he had the group. He knew he had Frankie and he had Bobby. All he needed was a songwriter, and he'd play his bass and put the sounds down. Made Frankie sound better.
How was he as a dad?
He was a good dad.
Good dad.
He was very quiet, and you know, he